Science 6, Quarter 3, Week 1 to Week 2, Melc-Based. Let's learn about how do gravity and friction work. Hello kids, it's me, Teacher Frel. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and hit the notification bell for the latest video. You can also follow my Facebook page, Teacher Frel TV. For today's lesson in Science 6, we will discuss about how do gravity and friction work. For most essential learning competencies, infer how friction and gravity affect movements of different objects. In this lesson, you will learn that gravitation and frictional forces affect the movements of different objects. You will understand also that gravity and friction are always present and have big influence in the activities that you do and in the things that you use. These forces are naturally occurring. Gravity and friction work in your daily life. Both gravity and friction are kinds of forces. Gravity keeps everything on Earth firmly on the ground, while friction is a force that resists the movement of an object sliding against another. Frictional force keeps cars from slipping off roads and helps certain machineries function properly. Have you ever tried going down a slide like what the boy is doing on the illustration below? Slides can be a pool or a playground. You may have observed that the more upright the slide is, the faster you fall downwards. The downward force pulling on you towards the ground when you slide is referred to as gravity. The slide's smoothness or wetness also adds speed when going down. When force between two objects in contact with each other, like the clothes you are wearing rubbing against the slide, is an example of friction. It takes place when two objects rub against each other. Gravity and friction also affect every activity that you do, from walking to running, going up and down the stairs, and even when sleeping or just standing on the ground. You naturally encounter gravity and friction, and these help us with our daily life. When you throw stone upward, the stone will fall down. This is because the earth is using a strong attractive force on the stone you have thrown that is called gravity. Without gravity, things will float on Earth's surface. Looking back at the illustration above with the boy playing on the slide, friction, unlike gravity, is a force that acts between two bodies that are in contact with each other. In this case, the boy's clothes in contact with the slide produce the force called friction. Take for example, whenever you comb your hair, friction takes place as you rub your hair using the comb. Friction happens not just between the comb and your hair strands, but also between the comb and your fingers holding the comb. Friction keeps the comb stays in your hands. It helps you in doing the combing of your hair. And now let us do learning task 1. Study the illustration below and answer the questions that follow. Sipa is one of Philippine national symbols. It is our Philippine national game. Answer the following questions on your answer sheet. For question number 1, what do you think will happen with the sipa if the boy did not catch it with his foot? Do you think it will fall to the ground? Why or why not? Here is the possible answer. Yes, it will fall to the ground because of the gravity. Number 2. What kind of force acts on the object that makes it move downward every time it is tossed upward? The possible answer is the kind of force acts on the object that makes it move downward every time it is tossed upward is gravity. Number 3. Does friction act between the sipa and foot of the boy? The answer is yes. Number 4. How does friction act on the movement or direction of the sipa? The possible answer is it will bounce off the side of your foot. And number 5, how does gravity and friction affect the objects used in playing sipa? The possible answer is gravity and friction affect the objects used in playing sipa by kicking it. When thinking about gravity, have you ever speculated what would happen if the axis of the planet moved toward the sun? Let's do learning task 2. Do this activity and find out. As a form of family bonding, perform this activity with 4 of your family members. The activity title is Observing Gravity. Materials: large tablecloth, large stone, and marble. Procedures: first, ask your family members to tightly hold the corners of a large tablecloth or sheet. Second, place a heavy object such as a stone in the center of the cloth. This makes the center of the cloth bend downward. Third, roll a marble so that it spirals around the stone. Observe what happened. Fourth, change the speed and the initial angle of the marble as you roll the marble on the cloth. Record what you have observed. Fifth, replace the heavy stone with a lighter stone in the center of the tablecloth and roll the marble again. Observe the movement of the object compared with the previous observations. 6. Replace the marble with other round objects like table tennis ball, small ball bearing, and the like. Observe the movement happened. And 7. Record your observation on the table. In the first column are the list of the object used in the center, which are heavy stone and lighter stone. In the second column, write the observations on the movement of the object, marble, when rolled. And in the third column, write the observation of the movement of the other objects, replacing the marble when rolled. For the guide questions, write your answer on your answer sheet. First question: how do the speed and the angle of the marble rolled on the cloth affect the path and movement of the rolling marble? So your answer may vary for this question. Second question: what have you observed to the movement of the marble rolled when the heavy stone is replaced? Your answer may vary for this question. Third question: what have you observed to the movement of the objects replacing the marble when rolled? Your answer may vary for this question. And fourth, how does the tablecloth activity demonstrate the effect of gravity on the movement of objects? So your answer may vary for this question. For learning task 3, study more about friction by watching the link on YouTube. Answer the following questions. So kids, before answering the following questions, watch this video on YouTube. Just type the link below. So this video program is Sineskwela. Their topic is about friction. And now, let's answer the following question. Number 1. What is resistance? Here is my answer. Resistance is the force that opposes the motion of an object when it comes into contact with other object or surface. Second question: what is the result or effect of friction when two objects are rubbed? Here is my example answer. When two objects are rubbed together, friction can cause a number of effects, including heat. Third question: which has less friction, rough surfaces or smooth surfaces? Correct! Smooth surfaces has less friction. Fourth question: How does friction affect moving objects? Here is my example answer. When an object is already moving relative to a surface, the frictional force will affect the motion. And for the fifth question, how do textures of objects affect the friction produced when two objects are in contact with each other? My example answer is, textures of objects affect the friction produced, like rougher surfaces have more friction than smoother surfaces when two objects are in contact with each other. For learning task 4, copy the table below on your answer sheet, then list the things that might happen if there is no gravity and friction. Here are my example answers. Let's answer first the gravity column. What might happen if there is no gravity? If there is no gravity, objects would float. Humans would float. Structures would collapse. The Earth's orbit would change. And living things would die. What might happen if there's no friction? If there's no friction, everything would slide to the lowest point. It would be impossible to walk, run, swim, dance, etc. Moving objects never stop. We wouldn't be able to write. And it would be impossible to stand up or even move. For learning task 5, create a poster advertisement that demonstrates road safety. Use a white cartolina for this project-based output. For example, the picture of two kids crossing the street. When you are crossing the street, just stop first, look, and listen if there are vehicles coming. And here is your guide for critiquing the poster advertisement. The assessment criteria are: information on road safety is shown. Measures to prevent road accident is highlighted. Pictures or illustrations used are appropriate for the content. Text is easy to read and understand. Execution is neat and clear. Remember that two different forces discussed in this lesson are gravity. Gravity is a force of attraction of two bodies because of their masses. Friction. Friction is a force that opposes movement. It is always opposite to the direction of the motion. Learning task 6. Study the following situations and answer the question for each. Remember what you have learned about gravity and friction. Write your explanations on your answer sheet. Number 1. Place a book on top of a table. What keeps the book from falling? How is this possible? My example answer is: the book stays on the table because of balance forces. Gravity pulls the book downward. Gravitational force exerts a downward pull on the book and the table pushes the book upward. They balance each other out, keeping the book stationary and preventing it from falling. Second question. Roll a marble on top of a level surface. Make it stop. Slide a light book on top of the same level surface by giving it an initial push. Did the book continue to slide? What is responsible for making the sliding book slow down and eventually stop? Here is my example answer. For the first question, did the book continue to slide? No. For the second question, what is responsible for making the sliding book slow down and eventually stop? When you roll a marble or slide a book on a level surface, both eventually stop due to friction. The marble rolls because of the initial force you apply. The book slides because of the initial push you give it. Third question. Drop a small stone and piece of paper from the same height of the same time. Observe closely the motion of the stone and the paper as they fall. Which of them reached the ground first? Why did not the other one reach the ground at the same time as the first? Here is my answer. When you drop a small stone and a piece of paper from the same height At the same time, the stone reaches the ground first, while the paper takes longer to fall. The paper is affected much more by air resistance because it has a larger surface area relative to its weight, slowing it down as it falls, while the stone is heavier and more compact, so air resistance has much smaller effect on it, allowing it to fall more quickly. Fourth question. What is the importance of friction in our daily life? Here is my answer. Friction plays an important role in our daily lives, enabling many essential activities. Examples are walking and movement, driving, holding and gripping objects, writing and drawing, building and construction, heating, safety in sports, and preventing accidents. And for fifth question, why do we need gravity? Here is my answer. Gravity is essential for the functioning of the universe and life as we know it. We need gravity to keep objects anchored to the earth, maintains Earth's atmosphere, facilitates the water cycle, enables planetary orbits, support biological functions, allows us to walk and move, and influences Earth's tide. And for the last activity, learning task 7, read the questions carefully. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Number 1. Where is gravitational force directed as you stand on the floor? A. Upward. B. Forward. C. Backward. D. Downward. What is the correct answer? Very good. The correct answer is letter D. Downward. Number 2. Which of the following shows the presence of friction? A. Cars continuously roll down hills. B. Things fall off on smooth surfaces. C. People stay in place as they move. And D. Car stops when the driver steps on the brakes. What is the correct answer? Very good. The correct answer is letter D. Car stop when the driver steps on the brakes. Number 3. What is the direction of the frictional force that acts on an object moving to the left? A. Upward. B. Downward. C. To the right. D. To the left also. What is the correct answer? Very good. The correct answer is letter C. To the right. Number 4. Which of the following statements is not true about friction? A. It acts upward opposing the pull of gravity. B. It prevents things from sliding off surfaces. C. It keeps things that are in contact with each other. D. It holds objects that are separated by the great distance. What is the correct answer? Very good. The correct answer is letter D. It holds objects that are separated by the great distance. And number 5, a delivery man uses wooden ramp when he delivers. Thus, packages do not slide off easily, making his work take longer. What would be the best way to make the packages slide easily? A. Make his wooden ramp wider. B. Use water on his wooden ramp. C. Use a sandpaper to polish and smoothen his ramp. D. Make his wooden ramp narrower. What is the correct answer? Very good. The correct answer is letter C. Use a sandpaper to polish and smoothen his ramp. For letter B, identify what kind of force is acting on the object described in each situation. Number 1. A hanging fruit falling from a tree. Is it gravity or friction? Very good. The correct answer is gravity. Number 2. A ball rolling on the floor. Is it gravity or friction? Very good. The correct answer is friction. Number 3. A jeepney moving on a sloping road. Is it gravity or friction? Very good. The correct answer is gravity. Number 4. A meteor falling through the Earth's atmosphere. Is it gravity or friction? Very good. The correct answer is gravity. And number 5. Raindrops falling from the sky. Is it gravity or friction? Very good. The correct answer is gravity. Remember, gravity keeps everything on Earth firmly on the ground, while friction is a force that resists the movement of an object sliding against another. So kids, do you understand our lesson for today? Wow! Good job! Kids, I hope you learned a lot from this lesson. Until our next topic, bye-bye kids! Thanks for watching!